Okay, so we're excited to welcome everyone tonight to the South Area Camporee meeting. For those who are registered, this link was sent out to all our registered clubs because we want everyone to be on the same page and to have the information they need. Most of what I'm going to share with you, it all comes from the notes and details that we've sent out and given to you. So this should be review. If you've read everything, you might learn something new, but we want to go ahead and get a chance to get you all set up. So thanks for registering. We're excited about that. When can you start arriving? You may start arriving at 3 p.m. on Thursday. And why is that? Because all day Friday, it's a full day of activities. And that's something that the area administrators wanted, especially in the South. Anthony said, we want to have activities all day Friday. We want kids to come Thursday and clubs to come Thursday. So for those who can make it Thursday from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., you'll have a full day of activities on Friday and starting early in the morning, taking a quick break for lunch, and then going until 5 p.m. that afternoon. And when I say full day of activities, it's things like PG Ministries group games, it's canoeing, it's also different honors, it's also other activities. So there are lots of things for kids to do all day Friday. Now, on Thursday, is there anything for you to do? Besides set up, you're on your own. So you need to know that. There are no planned or scheduled group activities on Thursday. It's only on Friday that the activities start. So we want to make sure everybody knows that. And then for check-in, we just want to remind everybody that for check-in, everybody has to have their ticket. That's become the standard of how we do things. So we want to make sure that everybody's doing that and has their ticket and knows that you have to have your ticket to get in. So please make sure that you're watching for that and send it to your club, send it to the parents, send it to whoever needs it. Adults have to have a government issued ID when they arrive, and they have to show that, it has to match the ticket, all that kind of stuff. Another point over here at 4.5, if you're looking at your screen, that's Thursday night, 10 p.m. Uh, check-in closes. So if you don't think you'll make it by 10, don't plan to come Thursday night because the gates will be closed. Uh, Also, Friday night at 10 p.m., the gates will close. And then that's it. So make sure that you arrive well before 10 p.m. We say 10 p.m. simply because we want everybody there for the worship, right? And the worship will happen at 7:30. So we really want everybody there by 7:30. But the gates will close at 10. So please make plans to be there. Make plans to arrive by 5 o'clock so you can get set up before dark. You can get ready. You can have dinner. You can get the club kids over to the evening worship. So please plan ahead and make sure that you're aware of when the gates close. Gates will close Thursday night, 10 p.m., open 9 a.m. Friday morning, and then close again Friday night at 10 p.m. And one thing that's different than what we've done for other events is there is no check-in Sabbath morning. So don't plan to come Sabbath morning because there won't be a check-in Sabbath morning. It ends Friday night, 10 p.m. And then this next one, number 5, that's the first worship. That's what we just mentioned. Please make sure that you're there for opening ceremony and dressed and ready to go be a part of that. If you're on stage and participating in the service, you'll want to make sure that you have your uniform on. We like to have Pathfinders in uniform when they're on the stage as much as possible. So keep that in mind. This number 6 says honors. Pathfinders may attend honors based on whatever you signed up for in YMMS. And once we're done with this agenda, I'm actually going to share a video with you of how to sign up for honors in YMMS because I think some have had a little bit of a problem with that. So we're going to share a video with you. And then remember, tent camping. This is a Pathfinder event, so most will be tent camping. And this is something where we've had a few people request for medical needs a RV spot, and there are a few RV spots that we have that we've given. So if there is a medical need and you have a medical note, please let us know and get Anthony Shaw to approve that and then send it to us. For the schedule, you can see the full schedule of what's happening for South Camporee on the website, and that link is there within the web page. I'll send it later in the chat. The Camporee shirt and CK meal, sorry, that doesn't apply, but the Camporee shirt ordering is now closed. So those are all done, and the late online registration, I'm sorry, the on-site registration will go up a little bit more, and adults have to be SV cleared. So if they're not cleared, they're not going to be allowed to stay. So please make sure, double check again after you double check to make sure all adults are SV cleared if they're not pre-registered. If they're registered and have a ticket, then they've already met that and they're already cleared. And then remember, Friday until 10 p.m. only, that's when you can do a late on-site registration, and that's the plan there. All right. Also, remember, this is a weekend event. So that means we hope that you come, you stay for the weekend. Gates will open again at 9 a.m. on Sunday. So if you have something that you need to leave earlier than 9 a.m. on Sunday, please let us know so that we can help you make accommodations to park in a separate place where you don't have to drive through the campgrounds where young people are walking. So hope you plan to stay for the weekend. Cars should remain parked for the weekend from 10 p.m. to to Sunday 9 a.m. And also, if you get there on Thursday, once you arrive and set up camp, unless you plan to leave to go buy stuff, then you need to leave your car parked. If you're going to go out and buy stuff on Friday or do something else with kids off site, then park off site and don't try to come in and out of the camp after you already set up your camping area. All right, as normal, one vehicle per club parked inside your campsite. So as you arrive to unload, drive your vehicle into the campsite, not in the road, so that we get people out of roads and keep them open. One thing we've had in the past is trash always goes in dumpsters. Please don't put trash in portlets or the toilets. This even means bags of human feces. That's not something that goes in the portlets. Anything that's in a bag or any trash actually messes up the pump machine that pulls the portlet waste out, and we don't want to do that. Another thing is to stay hydrated. It is still warm, even though it's October. And to prevent spoiling the weekend by being dehydrated, I'd even encourage you to tell your kids to start drinking water on Monday, right? Drink a little extra Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, getting ready for the camporee. And sometimes, even as adults, we need to be reminded of that too. So here's another thing, number 16, baptism. Talk with your parents and talk with your pathfinders. A camporee, Fish Eating Creek, is a great time and place to make that decision. I am very excited to report to you that North Florida had over 20 baptisms at their camporee just this past weekend, and it was great to see all of the young people and even some adults that said they wanted to get baptized and to renew their commitment with Jesus. So that was beautiful. And pray for your young people. Pray that God would use the speaker and God would use that opportunity to help young people make that lifelong commitment. Number 17 in the agenda is supervision, and that's adults that are 18 and older should always be supervising pathfinders. It is best to have two adults so that one adult's not alone with minors or kids ever. And so please plan on supervision. Just a reminder, as part of supervision, when it comes to sleeping, adults do not sleep with pathfinders. So adults don't share tents with pathfinders. The only exception is if they are your own biological or legal children, then you can have your children sleep with you if you're the parent. Now, if you're with your child and another friend wants to come sleep in the tent, they need to be told no. It's only the parent and the children that are legally or biologically their own. For worships, we do ask that you would make worships a priority and that you would plan to stay until the end, that you would stay until the worship is over. There's not really an appointment that you have to get to or something that you must move on to. We ask that you please stay there and respectfully wait until the worship is over before you move on. Conversation. One of the things that's a great thing to remember as a leader, as a staff, is to make time to have conversations with your pathfinders. Talk to them about life, talk to them about God, talk to them about whatever is on their mind or on their heart. Talk to them about the theme, talk to them about what they're learning as they attend the camporee, and just give them a chance to share with you. We think that some of the best moments happen when an adult hangs out with a young person and has a conversation about stuff that really matters and the stuff that matters most about their life, about God, and about how those two work together. So please intentionally make time and challenge your staff to make time to have those conversations and to be present and listen for those moments where they get to engage young people in those talks. Clean up, everybody knows this. It's a reminder. Please clean up your area before you leave camp. That helps so much when everybody cleans up their area. It makes it easier for everybody who stays by, and then they don't have to do all that extra work. So please make sure you're doing that. Also, a club inspection. Get ready for that. There will be a club inspection where each club's campsite on Sabbath will be inspected. And Anthony can tell you more a little bit about that later. Anthony Shaw is your South Area Administrator. That's your AA, and he's taking lead to help plan this event. Javier, who's our camping director, will also be there. I'll be there. Our office team will be there. We'll have lots of people present to help you to be ready for this Camporee and to help you get going and guide you. As you do plan driving or getting there, if you are letting people drive in their cars or asking people to drive, they must be 21 or older, and they should be entered in YMMS as drivers with the required insurance so that they can drive. So please look for those details and make sure you're following that. For medical, 2 points that we want to share with you. Each vehicle should have medical consent forms for each passenger in their vehicle. Some clubs just photocopy the medical form for all the kids that are going on an event. And then every vehicle has the form for every kid. So it doesn't matter if one kid switches vehicles at a rest area, they know that each vehicle has all of those documents to make sure that kids always have the information needed if something were to happen. Also for medical, each club should have their own first aid kit and provide all the medical needs that they can. It is true that we will have a medical team that's there, and that's supplementary to your club. So if your kid from your club, your Pathfinder falls, hurts themselves, they need a Band-Aid, the idea is that they would attend your club medical. And if it's something bigger than a Band-Aid, then they would come to the Camporee medical. And if it's something bigger than what the Camporee medical can do, then we'd call an ambulance and we'd have them taken over to the hospital to get checked out. So that's kind of how we want you to keep that in mind. For volunteers, in a little bit, Anthony will mention more about this, but it's part of our agenda to say security and medical still have openings for volunteers. And you can contact Merlin or Anthony to get on that list and to say, I'd love to help for 2 hours, whether it's medical, if I have a medical background, or if not, I'd just like to help with security, and I am willing to do 2 hours on this day or 3 or 4 hours on that day. So please keep that in mind. Um, I I know some areas are doing gate entrance. I don't think South is doing a gate entrance contest. So that's not something you need to worry about at this point. But for emergencies, in case of an emergency, we're asking that you would call 911, but also call one of these three, Anthony, Javier, or Pedro. And the reason is if an ambulance gets there and you have a true emergency in your camping area and nobody knows about it, then the ambulance will have a hard time finding your campsite. So we're asking you to call 911 if there's a true medical emergency, and then call Anthony, Pedro, or Javier so that we can then get the people moving, get a golf cart waiting at the entrance, escort them back to your camping area, and we can help make sure that you get the help that you need in a timely way. So that's the overview of the different things on the agenda that we wanted to share with you in terms of helping everybody see and be reminded of the things that are important for our upcoming South Area Camporee. So we wanted to make sure that you had that. I want to share with you this page. So some of you have asked, how do you sign up for stuff? And I want to share with you a video to help you with that. So if I can load that video, let me go. Anthony, if you're on the call, would you want to say anything or take over right now to say something? Hello, Anthony? Calling Anthony Shaw. You're muted, my friend. I can see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Okay, I think that's all.
There
Yes,
you go.
everyone. We have few days to go. Yeah, few days to go for opening evening, Thursday night. I'm looking forward to. I know the lot of questions have been coming up on on honors and activity. And maybe I know maybe we had a meeting a couple of weeks ago where I explained the whole Friday outline. Well, one child, let me call a child Pathfinder A. Pathfinder A for the honors for Friday. I would like that Pathfinder to do one honor, not to spend all day in honor, for one rotation, rotation one. The second rotation, that Pathfinder will go to activities, whether it be PG, go to PG ministry going on with, the activity. We'll have other field activities going on. Pathfinder for the second rotation, that Pathfinder can go to canoeing. So for canoeing, I'm asking you staff to have the Pathfinders bring an extra pair of shoes that could get wet. Protect, good footwear, not flip-flops. Something that can hold on to their feet, and a proper shorts. For those who would like to go canoeing. I would like all of the Pathfinders to go canoeing. And we have good staff who will be manning that area of the activity. So there's three major, rotation for Friday. Honor, activity, which include PG, other field activities going on. I know Miss Kim have an activity, which I can't pull it up right now. But there's a number of activity which will be in that 1.5 hour time slot. Each rotation will be 1.5 hour on Friday. Right? So the canoeing will be 1.5 hour. PG ministry and all that activity for that time slot is 1.5 hour, honor an hour and a half. And Friday and Sabbath, we have, I think, 1.5 hours, 2 hours. A portion will be, same again, maybe that child will do Pathfinder A, will do again, get into one of those honors on Sabbath. Now, I'm not sure what's happening or what is on the website. Maybe I let Leah walk me through to see, how well that can be managed. If not, which we don't want for you to come there and sign up, maybe we have to do that. But
I can share that if you're ready for the video how to do honors. You ready for that?
Yes, go ahead, and then I come back.
Okay, let's go to that video. And this is the video for how to sign up for YMMS honors. So here you go.
Hello everyone, so today we're gonna see how to register for honors. The next one is South, so I'm using one of the South clubs. You're gonna go to your profile as a director or secretary, click on registration and click on payments. You're gonna find the honors, they're here, South Area Camporee 2025, and you're gonna click on the payment tab. All of the honors that are provided at the event are here. They have their time slots, and you can see how much is the minimum purchase and how much is maximum, even though they are free. So you easily select one if you want to, and then you scroll down and you add it to the cart. After you add it to the cart, it will show you one product selected, and you're gonna see it over here. To remove, to add more, you're gonna simply delete it. But if you're ready to finalize it, you're gonna click checkout and pay, even though they're free. I'm not going to do it because then it's gonna be locked. Okay, this is it.
All right, so that is the link to know how to do the video. I'm gonna put that in the chat so that you can have that if you don't know how to do it, but we do want you to have that as a resource. So that's how you go in and sign up for honors.
Yeah,
so you, one question, please. So
Go
you
ahead.
pick all of the honors that you wanted to get first before you go to add to cart. Is that what you're
You
saying?
can add to cart as many times as you want, but when you want to finalize it, you have to click the
Checkout and pay.
checkout.
Okay,
Yeah.
will do.
Good.
But and also keep in mind, as I refer to, say, Pathfinder A, which is Anthony, should have him, that Pathfinder, one honor and get involved with the other activity. I would love for us not only just to sit through honors, but to have a weekend. The theme is love our mission? I think is love our mission? And let the children get a chance to know somebody. When they leave that Camporee, they will know 1, 2, 3 other Pathfinder from other clubs. Not to just sit through 4 or 5 others, but to spend time in intermingling with activities.
Very good.
Okay, any other question? We'll double check. Hopefully I could get Leah tomorrow to make sure all the honors that we have thus far. Yes, we're still working on others for Sabbath, and maybe those will be on site when we get there Sabbath, because as the numbers grow, we have to go too with the other, with the amount of activity and honors. And once again on Sabbath, we'll have honors, Sabbath-related activity, both from PG and from other ground staff. Pastor Nugent will be there. He'll be doing an activity also. So there'll be multiple, interconnected type of activity. Once again, for the children Pathfinders to, get to build relationship, get to know other Pathfinder, and get to just share time.
Thank you, Anthony. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, go ahead, and then
okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And there's one other thing I do want you to see tonight. This is the website. I put the link to the website online. If you haven't been here, please go here. This is where you get the tutorial on how to order the shirts. This is where you get the tutorial on how you are supposed to register. This is where you get the information if you have a Pathfinder who wants to be baptized. This is where you get all the information about South Area Camporee, the one-page document, the important deadlines, the schedule, the school excuse letter. We're working on a map. We're hoping to have that next week. So when you when you arrive there, you'll know where to go. But all of this information is here online on the website. And then we talked about the campsite inspection. The manual or the form is here, and that gives you information. So if you want to be ready for that, this would help you. Anthony, is there a uniform inspection as well?
Yes, I'm muted, yes. There's also a uniform inspection, which will be done Sabbath morning before we go into worship. So, breakfast, I think, we'll do uniform inspection. And then from uniform inspection, we'll just line up and move into worship. Yes. And let me go back to the campsite and please review the manual for those of us who didn't get a chance to attend the training some time ago. And those of us who did attend will maybe try sometime Friday evening when we meet with the directors to do a quick orientation or a quick, something to get you as best as possible prepared. But the manual is, is quite in detail. That will, help you to move along. So please, and that campsite will be done throughout the weekend. It's not going to be a specific time. The point is to keep your, your campsite safe. So keep your campsite safe. So inspection can be done Friday night, can be done Saturday night, right through. So your campsite has to be the way it should be all weekend, not only for inspection. But yes, inspection uniform will be only Sabbath morning.
Thank you for that, Anthony. So let me open it up. Are there some questions? I see in the chat, I have a lot of new Pathfinders, don't have the whole Class A. Can they just use the uniform Class D for inspection? I think Anthony, you looked like you wanted to answer that.
No, you go ahead. I think you may say the same thing too.
Okay. Yeah, I think you do what your kids have. So if it's a new club and you have only the uniform D, then I think that's your field uniform. Then just make sure every kid has the field uniform on. And I think also just to prepare them that a lot of other people will be in the Class A. Sometimes it helps kids feel like they're a part of
Insignificant.
something when they're dressed the same way. So just let them know, hey, we're a new club. We're like everybody else. We're going to get the uniform. Don't worry about it. I'm going to put the website in the chat again. Somebody was asking for it. So that will help you. And go to the website, read the information, find out the details so that you can be prepared. And please share this information with your parents. One of the things that we need to do is keep passing information along. We try to pass it to you as directors and staff, so you then can pass it along to the actual parents so that the parents get it. I see Ebenezer Spanish has a hand. Please go ahead with your question.
Yes, I have a question about the camp inspection.
Yeah.
If it's gonna be on Saturday and there's on Sabbath, if there's gonna be activities and like the pathfinders are not there and like how is that gonna work?
Okay, for the campsite, we don't need you to be in the campsite. That's what I said before. Your campsite need to be, be set. Your water, let me go. All right, give me a sec. Your wash water, your rinse water, your soapy water need to be set out. Your dish rack, with your dishes need to be set as if you're just you never finished breakfast. Everything is washed, prepared for the next meal. Your stove should be clean. Your fire extinguisher in the right place. Your bucket with sand. Your shovel. Your containers with your food secured. Your first aid should be in a place with your medical consent form, which is easily accessible. It shouldn't be locked up in your car in the parking lot. It should be close in your campsite, in your tent, that anyone of your staff could reach and get it. So those are the things that we're looking for. Your tents should be such with your bedding, with your Bibles. We're asking you to bring your Bibles, not your phone. Your Bibles should be, the clothes are open on your pillow. So yes, we will walk. The inspector will walk to your campsite, and yes, you don't have to be there.
Okay, thank you.
Good night. I am posted in the chat. You mentioned that should we need the contact 911, we should also reach out to Anthony, Javier, and Pierre. Pedro, may we have the numbers, the contact numbers, so that we can add them to?
Yep, I'll put him in the chat. Good question.
And then the other thing I had was about the with the honors. I've been posting to the group conversation about the availability of honors. I've been looking and I'm only seeing honors look like for Friday, and it seemed like I maybe wasn't asking the correct question. But later this evening, I did get updated that there may have been other honors in the YMMS, and the only thing left now are what we see. We can only see what's left and available. When did you guys start posting the honors for the event? I guess what I'm asking is that for future events, can you guys consider maybe not opening registrations for honors until registration deadlines have passed, so that we can all have sort of a equal access, or so that we're not, because I mean, I get it. If folks registered back in August when the platform opened and honors were listed, then that works. But I mean, I don't want to register for honors and haven't registered the Pathfinders to participate as placeholders.
Yeah, thank you for that. And it is our pattern. And if you go to the website, you'll see the dates when honors open, when honors close. We do wait until we get past certain point. We don't open honors at the very beginning. We open honors closer towards the end. And that is something that we do try to do. And that is something that we did for this. So I know there's been some issues with honors. We started to look into it today. That's why we made the tutorial that I shared with you in here, so people know how to sign up for honors. If you see it it's because it's available. If you don't see it, it's because it's either already been taken. Um, I know that Anthony did say tonight that they are working on some additional honors to try to get those available. So keep watching that. But yes, we do wait until we get to a certain point in the registration process. We do post that information on the website so that people can have a chance to do it and know that on this day, this is when honors open, and on this day, this is when honors will close. I'm sorry that didn't get to you. It's not helpful if you don't know about it. I understand that.
Yeah. And I hope that, after this meeting tonight, after we explain what we intend, maybe some others who had signed up a child, a Pathfinder for multiple honors on Friday, they will be able to release some. So at least that Pathfinder could not only sit through 3 periods of honor, but they could release one, take one honor, then the second period go to PG ministry, the third period go to Conway. So they will have a rounded experience for the entire weekend. So I hope that, if you look through now and said, oh my, I make a mistake, Pathfinder X, oh, you're going to sit through 3 honors and they're missing out on the activity, you could release some in the group so others could participate on some of those honors also.
Thank you. I mean, I did follow I did have the deadlines chart, and it showed when the honors closed, but I didn't see when they actually opened up. And to the extent, like, again, I was just asking that if possible, I mean, I don't know what the process is for how long, what the timeline is for setting them up, but if after the regular registration deadline can they hold until that deadline to add the open honors? Because again, most of us, I'm sure the registration numbers will show that there was a large number of us that may have registered just in the nick of time to meet that regular registration deadline. And I'm just, again, asking this from the standpoint of, um, in our particular case, I know we have a very small club. This is our opportunity to get honors
Yeah.
and participate in a larger scale. We don't have the resources locally to offer these things. So that's the primary benefit for us to get our kids to interact with the
Yeah.
larger group of Pathfinders. It's just something for consideration. If it's not feasible, then it's not. But I just wanted to let you guys know that.
Thank you for sharing that. And for Red Zone, for this event, because of, I hear what you're saying, and that's what did happen. Honors open after registration, the regular registration closes, because it doesn't make sense for people to sign up for honors when they're not even sure who's attending. So that's the pattern that we've tried to follow. Once regular registration closes, then we open honors so that people who have registered know now they can access this next layer. But thank you for your comments and for helping us to tighten that up even more moving forward. All right, I see another hand. DGB NWD, that Northwest Dade.
Yes, yes. Good evening, Pastor Pedro.
Good evening.
This is Dorca. My question is going back to the uniforms because you said if it's a new club that they can use the uniform class D. In our case, we are not a new club, but the kids that are going to the Camporee, we are only bringing 9 kids, and 4 of those are brand new to the club. So they don't have any kind of uniform, not even the class D. So what we were thinking was having the ones that have the class A with the class A and the rest with the white shirt and black pants and black shoes. It's that okay, even though they don't gonna have the same uniform?
Yeah, so I don't want you to stress about that for the kids who don't have it. We understand it's the beginning of the club year. I think look at the area camporee as more of a checkpoint to see how you're doing rather than a punishment if you're not doing everything right. So
Okay.
we want you the main thing is to get your Pathfinders there so they can experience a Camporee, especially if they're new. And we understand that it takes time to do all that stuff. This is a good preparation for how we'll do next year when the Union Camporee comes, right? Like we want everybody to look sharp for the Union Camporee, and then in a couple more years after that, we want everybody to look sharp for the Division Camporee, right? So to whatever you can do to help those kids make those decisions about uniforms and do it, great. For those who you can't get into the Class A uniform, we just ask that you make them as uniform as possible. So, in other words, either they all have white shirts and black pants, or they all wear jeans and the field uniform, so that they look uniform within that group of kids that don't have the full Class A uniform.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And then for Friday night, or for participants that are in the service in the program, the Pathfinders, you said you want them in Class A uniform?
If they go on
Or
the
which
platform,
uniform? It's for
if they
Friday night.
right, and if
Or,
they go on the platform at any time throughout the weekend, usually we say it's best to be in your Class A. So that
okay.
I think, Anthony, if you want to say anything more about that, but that's just one way that we've tried to do it so that the kids up front on the stage, if they're participating in worship, that they look sharp. If they don't have a uniform, I wouldn't say they can't participate. Like, I don't want you to feel that way either.
I just was asking which one. I didn't want them to show up in Class A and everyone else had on a different uniform going on.
Yeah. And so please understand that with what we're saying, there could be a possibility of that happening, right? So if someone's asked to participate and they're new to the club or they don't have their uniform, it could be that your kids would be in Class A, other kids on the stage wouldn't be. And that's the danger, right? Because then it can be like, well, why did my kids have to if they didn't? And we just have to understand, hey, this is the standard. We're asking everybody to do it. And we're accepting if you don't get in your Class A, we're not going to penalize you or not let you participate. So just be ready for that difference.
Understood. Thank you.
Yep. Anthony, there's a question in the chat. Is there a parade of any kind or at any time? Could you answer that? You're on mute. Anthony, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
That will make a difference. Make a
There
whole lot.
you go.
Yeah, there's no parade. We are the only one on the campsite. We'll just line up and just march to the worship area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right. So, okay. Hopefully,
Thank you for your questions that have come from the chat, from raising your hand. Are there any other questions for tonight?
And while you're preparing your question for the last, as we close, just look, we have a chat for our South area. I'm looking through if what Anthony Wilson is on is a security person for our area. And he will be reaching out to you as days goes on. He just completed a big event this weekend. So I'll give them time to, to get everything back together, recuperate a little bit. Zone B. So yes, he'll be asking for persons to help with security from Thursday night all through until Sunday morning. So just look through the chat and be willing and ready to come prepared to help out in security for the entire camp. And you yourself, for your local, for your club, will have your own security. So also keep that in mind. And Edith Jean for medical, she'll be, asking for additional persons that have been responded to her, and and Pastor Pedro said it earlier, if you have medical, training in any areas, she'll be posting and asking for help. We'll be doing flag raising and flag lowering, flag raising on Friday, and flag lowering Friday evening, flag raising Sabbath morning, lowering Sabbath evening. And we asking clubs to participate. Again, we'll send out asking for I think 4 persons, I'm not sure, 4 or 6, maybe from a club or from number of clubs. But these are the activities that is coming forth that you will be asked to assist with. All right. And we'll be the only persons along with their maintenance crew on the campsite. There are a lot of water. When you come in Thursday night or Friday where you camp, depending, you may not see it. But yes, the campsite is surrounded by water. And children like water. Children like fire, they like water. But let us be on the lookout and keep a safe eye on all the children. Not only those from your club, but if you see a child going in the wrong direction, they're off by themselves, just speak a word and bring them back, towards the main area and see why that person is, by themselves going in the wrong direction. But yes, be aware of the surrounding, and let us all have a safe camping experience.
Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate what you've shared, and I appreciate what you and the South Florida team are doing. Earlier, I don't know if you were on, but I asked them if everybody's excited about the South Area Camporee, and the people said, yeah.
And I see the excitement too. I feel it. Today, the registration went up quite a bit. So folks are still, waiting, coming in. So yeah, everything closes today. And I think we are almost touching 1,000 between the Pathfinder, you, the staff, us OAVs will be there, and other volunteer staff that will be coming in to teach, to help each activity run smoothly, to help you to find where to go. It's almost 1,000.
That's great.
Thank
you
I'm
for
nervous. I've never done anything with 1,000 people.
Well, it's a great moment to do it.
That's the truth be told, and I see Pastor Nugent here, so at least I have somebody to lean on, on you. So I'll be here.
That's great. Thank you for that. And yes, we are all going to be there to support each other and to be able to help everyone have a great experience. In the chat, there's a question about campfire advisory. That's something we're going to have to get closer to the event. Unless Anthony, you have a definitive answer on that?
No, but I would like to say something. Finish up on the campfire. I know up until when we went there, it was open. But yes, I'll get as we get closer to make sure if it's still how it was when we went there a month ago.
Anthony, thank you for that. If someone isn't in the South chat, how would they get into that?
Let me know. I've been having some folks who is coming in. Just let me know and I'll add you in.
Okay, if you scroll up in the chat conversation, you'll find Anthony's number in the chat and send him a text. If you're not a part of that group chat where information is constantly being sent out and updates so that you can have the latest information, that's one way you can stay updated.
And I asked the directors, if you are not, let us have the contact of persons who will be on site, who will be traveling to Fish Eating Creek, who will be staying at Fish Eating Creek. Let us have those persons in the chat, and their contact.
That's good.
And one more, it kind of slipped me a little bit. Wow. Okay. Yes, if you have medical needs, I think that was mentioned early, let us know. So I know there was a question somewhere of electricity and all that stuff. Yes, the park has a number of RV sites. It's an RV campsite. And those RV campsites, most of it, the large percentage is concrete for the RV. Your RV will, park on concrete. So very little grass area for each RV site. For those sites, we are using it for us OAVs, who most of us will have a single camping tent. So that little grass area that is on that RV site, which a small tent, 6x8 or 6x10 could fit. So that's why we are using it. If there's portion for medical persons with medical need who need electricity, yes. Vendors, yes. I know persons have asked for RV to come in, yes. But for club to camp in the RV in that section, I don't think it's feasible and comfortable. So, I don't know if that answered the question that was asked somewhere. I can't remember where it was asked. So I hope I said best to address that.
That's good. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Thank you for coming on. We wanted to just give you some updates and walk through some reminders. Please do go to the website. Please look for information there. Anthony, can we talk about the South Camporee headquarters? Won't there, if you've been to Fish Eating Creek, I know a lot of events in South Florida happen there. Reveillees happen over there. And at the Fish Eating Creek property where the Camporee will be, there is a tent house. It's a building with just a screen all around it, or a screen house, I think is what it's called. And that's where the headquarters will be. So throughout the Camporee, if you have a question or if you need something, you can find someone there at the screen house and you can get information from them or get directions to where this event's happening. So please keep that in mind. If you do need help at the Camporee, go to the screen house, which is kind of in the middle of things.
And also, a small portion of that area would be for the area medical staff.
Yes. Yeah, for the
And
Camporee medical staff, and that's where vending will be if you're a merch vendor or a food vendor. So look for that.
and let me say too, yes, I think that's the only building on the entire property. So I'm gonna ask you directors, and I maybe sent out in the chat also, bring enough tarp, covering tarp, whatever it is, we are praying for the Lord to hold back the wind and rain, but there's no other building for us to shelter under. So the best you can, bring items that you can secure, if it you have excess water, excess rain. But I'm just asking to bring enough tarp.
That's good.
That's yeah.
Anthony, there's a question in the chat about how large or small will our campsite be? You want to talk about the campsites a little bit?
We are using the formula 120 or 130 square feet per person. I think we have enough room for everyone. And we will try our best to make sure for clubs, each one to have enough room, enough space. I don't know if I do a good job with that, but
Thank you. That's helpful.
yeah. But for you to know, we will not be able to tell you where your campsite will be until you get there Thursday or Friday. Yes, you have to be on site. You have to be there Thursday. I'll be there Thursday morning to start measuring, and then when you get there, you'll actually know.
Okay. Very good. Okay, again, thank you for registering. Thank you for being a part of this. And thank you to Anthony and the South team for what they're doing to get ready for this. I know our office team's working hard too. And I'm excited to put all that together, right? What you're doing, what the team's doing, what our office team's doing. And we're asking that God would bless our time together and would bless all that happens there. And that Pathfinders would leave the Camporee better connected to each other, better connected to their God, and that they would be excited about being on mission for Jesus. So that's our goal. That's our prayer. Join us in praying for that. And I would like to pray to close our time tonight, and then we'll hang out a little bit if there's somebody else who has a final question afterwards. Let's pray together. Our God and our Father, we come in the name of Jesus, and we thank you that you have given us, as followers of Jesus, things like this Camporee that we get to bring young people to. So they get to be in nature, they get to connect with God through nature, they get to hear different things through the worships, they get to be part of a group that's singing praises, a group that's listening to sermons. They get to be a part of a group that's doing fun activities. And I pray, Father, that through all the things that happen, that Pathfinders will renew commitments to Jesus. They'll make commitments for the first time. They will decide that they want to follow Jesus forever and that they want to participate and be a part of Jesus' team to tell other people about what Jesus is doing in this world and how he's planning to come back soon to take us with him to heaven. I pray, Father, that you'll bless each director, each club that is signed up and registered that's coming. I pray for each parent and each Pathfinder. I pray for the homes these kids come from, the churches they'll come from. I pray that their churches and parents and homes will be praying for them and supporting them, and look forward to hearing the stories of how you bless and how you show up and help Pathfinders see you more clearly. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you're about to do. And we love you in the name of Jesus. Amen.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming on. And as we leave, we're gonna leave with this. I'm gonna put it in the chat. That weekend, want each and every Pathfinder, each and every person, as we go around the campsite, his love, our mission. As we touch each other, as we talk to each other, there will be the prayer tent. We want to spend some time, interacting, praying for each other, praying with each other under the prayer tent. And I'll continue to post that in the chat also. So have a good night, everyone, and whatever comes up, let us know. Drop it in the chat. I see a lot of stuff running through, but we'll try to address it as best as we can.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Hey, good night. Thank you.